The growth and advancement of Lincoln as a car company is continuing to move, and they're also going in a sustainable manner. They don't have a full electric model in their lineup yet, but that is coming. But in the meantime, two of their SUV models have now incorporated plug-in hybrid variants to their offerings. We've already seen before the large three-row Aviator Grand Touring, but we've got the Corsair. The Corsair has been one of the more popular selling Lincoln models. You have your basic internal combustion gas only, but now we have the Corsair Grand Touring, which is a plug-in hybrid, and the Corsair Grand Touring is the feature of my latest review. The Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring utilizes a 2.5-liter Atkinson cycle hybrid powertrain that consists of a 4-cylinder gas engine and a permanent magnet synchronous motor with a combined output of 266 horsepower. It's paired to what Lincoln calls a power split electric continuously variable transmission, which incorporates two electric motors that work together to control the speeds of the gear set components, allowing them to continuously change gear ratios as needed. The Corsair Grand Touring uses a 14.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which contains 84 independently cooled prismatic-style lithium-ion cells and is situated below the passenger compartment. Electronic all-wheel drive is achieved on the Corsair Grand Touring through an additional permanent magnet motor that's attached to a single-speed gearbox with a differential driving the wheels and is integrated into the rear axle. The electric motor works in concert with the hybrid drivetrain powering the front wheels. Driving characteristics can be customized through the use of the drive mode selector. The Corsair Grand Touring includes 7 different drive modes, 2 of which are unique to the PHEV. Available drive modes are Pure EV, Preserve EV, Excite, Conserve, Normal, Slippery, and Deep Conditions. Lincoln says that the targeted EV-only range for the Corsair Grand Touring is around 45 kilometers or 28 miles. Now, based on my own observations during a frigid winter week where I was getting estimations above this amount, I'd have to say that this figure is pretty reliable overall. Now, as I've often mentioned before when reviewing plug-in hybrids, fuel economy numbers are difficult to convey with PHEVs since they can be powered by battery alone, gas alone, or in a battery-electric hybrid combination. Now, I'll post the figures provided by both Transport Canada for Canadian viewers and by the US Department of Energy for those watching this in America to give you an idea of the efficiency ratings for the Corsair Grand Touring. Just know that it's a combination of factors and you'll have to dig deeper to truly understand what they mean. Given that the battery pack is positioned underneath the passenger compartment, the interior of the Corsair Grand Touring is identical in terms of size and dimensions as the gas-powered variant. In fact, the only discernible difference both inside and out in terms of design is the charge port located on the front driver's side quarter panel, which is in addition to the regular gas door at the rear. The charge port itself has an intuitive light ring, which I quite like. You can tell the current charge status simply by viewing the light rings around the port. It's something I found very convenient. Using a 110-volt level 1 charge, the estimated time to fully charge the battery is 10 to 11 hours. Using a 240-volt level 2 charging system, charge time drops to roughly 3 to 4 hours. The Corsair Grand Touring is not equipped for level 3 fast charging. Both the driver information cluster as well as the center infotainment touchscreen include information on efficiency, charging, and drive status, as well as other metrics that are unique to the Grand Touring. But aside from that, the features and controls such as the multi-adjustable front row seats with massage, ambient lighting, and a terrific Revel sound system which has a demo feature I love to play any chance I get are all still there. Now, just as I said when I reviewed the gas-powered Corsair, I don't love the piano key gear selector, and the combination of having to use door-mounted and center console controls to fine-tune the seat adjustments, it's too cumbersome for me. But aside from that, and on the whole, driving the new Corsair is an enjoyable experience, and one that's generally been well received by the public and the press thus far. For as much as this Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring is a plug-in hybrid, it really to me drives more like a traditional hybrid would. You know, the typical default for the plug-in hybrids that I'm used to driving is that so long as the battery is full, it will default to battery only, and only does it convert to more of a regular hybrid once the battery is depleted to the point that it can't drive EV only. But with this Corsair Grand Touring, normal mode really is what we would see as a traditional hybrid mode. Maybe I'm noticing it a little bit more given that it's winter time, and of course the battery alone needs a bit of supplementing from the gas engine. But if you want to actually stay focused on EV priority, you've got to put it into the EV priority mode. And even then, when that happens, if the vehicle determines that the load, be it for maintaining heat or the drive output that you're asking it to give you, is more than the battery should be able to handle, it supplements with the gas as well. So it's an interesting sort of way of operating. All the drive modes are great, but to that end, again, this really does seem less like a PHEV and more like just a regular HEV or traditional hybrid. As to whether this is actually a good thing or not, I think that all depends. If you're someone who really doesn't like to have a lot of input, you just want to know the car works optimally, then this kind of makes a lot of the decisions for you, and I guess that's better for some. If you like a plug-in hybrid primarily for the fact that it drives EV only, then the inputs and the controls that this has, even to supplement, it's not a bad thing, but it may not be the perfect one for someone who's really looking for a hardcore PHEV and EV only until you absolutely can't. It's an interesting setup though, and there's not too many that are quite like it. So I got to give Lincoln credit as a brand. A few years ago, we left them for dead. They seemed to have no vitality. Their lineup was dormant. Nobody was interested in them. But with the new lineup of vehicles we've seen, and the Corsair being one of the more popular ones, we've really seen some new life and some possible excitement in the future for the brand. The parent company, Ford, is all in on electrification and sustainability, and we're seeing it now on the Lincoln line. This plug-in hybrid Corsair Grand Touring, again, it kind of operates a bit like a hybrid in that it really sort of makes decisions for you, but it is a nice drive. It has decent enough EV-only range. It's not as powerful as the Aviator Grand Touring, but that's okay. I don't think that's really the big deal with this vehicle. I enjoy driving it, as I did before. I think it's going to continue to do well, and when we see that full EV from Lincoln, then I think they've really made that full step in, along with the larger Ford brand. It should be pretty interesting. I mean, if you're looking for a luxury mid-size crossover in a PHEV, you probably should take a look at this Corsair. You might be surprised. That's it for this review. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to hit that little indicator button to know whenever I upload a new video. But that's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.